Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee and welcome to this video. This is the cute little project we're making today. As you can see, it's a little notebook and then it has this little belly band to keep everything in place. You just need to get it back. There we go. Like that. Okay, and this uses the Penguin Playmates design series paper, and this is one of the freebies you can get during celebration. So let's get started. I'm going to use this as my base Cajun craze. So as you can see, I've got a few bits of scraps here for later on. Okay, so I'm going to use my trimmer just to do some quick scoring. So get it the right way around is always useful. Okay, and the scoring blade on the trimmer is the light grey blade, and we are going to score at 3 1/8 of an inch from either side. So that's 3 1/8. Give it a good score line, and then to flip it round and do 3 1/8 on the other side, just like that. Okay, so we can burnish now on our fold lines and our score lines. So just take your time, but give it a really good burnish. That's one. And because they're so close to each other, it can be a little tricky, so just take your time. Okay. So then you should have something that looks just like that. Okay, so now we can start to embellish. Well, start with our paper and see. This is going to go on the front, so I think we'll be able to cut it down a little bit. And now we need to cut this piece. This piece that I've got here, I should say, measures 3 inches wide, and we want it to measure 8 inches long. But as you can see, I want to make sure I don't cut off too much of the animals. So I don't mind cutting off his ears, poor love. And then let's get this bit out here, and then see where the 8-inch cut is going to come. Yeah, that'll be okay. His head will be popping out. There we go, decapitated like that. That'll be fine. He'll survive, I promise. Okay, and then we are going to just stick this down onto our base right now. Okay, make sure you get it up the right way. Just like that. Okay, so there you go. That's what we've got so far. Now the next thing we're going to do is put our booklet down. Now I got these just from Morrison's ages ago. I don't want the flippy bit. If you want the flippy bit, you can keep it. I'm going to cut the flippy bit off, and the book's going to fit in here just like that. Now you can stick this down with Tombow. I'm actually going to use tear and tape. I think it's going to work better even than Tombow, because this has a slight gloss to it, and I'm not sure the Tombow might not just start to slide about a bit. So I'm just going to use tear and tape, and lots of it, to make sure this little thing sticks down and doesn't come flying out. This is when I wish we made a wider tear and tape, but we're getting there. Okay, we've got there. Now I'm just going to give it a burnish to make sure it's all properly stuck down. This is pressure adhesive, and this will just make it stick better. So now we can start to take the backings off everything. At least the backing comes off easily, I have to say that. If it didn't, I'd be tearing my hair out, I tell you. Get rid of all that mess. And now you're going to want to butt it up so it's equal distance up and down, and you want to butt it up to your score line. Just butt it up, you don't want to go over the score line. And try and keep everything as straight as you can. Something like that. So let's give this again a good burnish to make sure it's stuck. Just like that. So that's what we've got so far. Let's put that aside. I have a piece here of Cajun Craze, and this measures 8¼ inches by 1½ inches wide. And then I have a piece of the Designer Series paper, and this is going to measure 1¼ inches wide. And I tend to just prefer to measure it myself to get the exact measurement here with a pencil. It's just something I find is more accurate for me. So if I just use the reverse, and isn't the reverse a pretty colour and pretty pattern as well? So we just know roughly there. And then you know what, I am just going to go at it with my scissors. You can use your trimmer, but I live on the wild side and use my scissors. Okay. And then we're just going to stick this in the centre like that. That's going to be our belly band. So now to fit it over our book, I'm just going to centre it wherever I want it, and then I'm just going to pinch it round like this, and this way I will get everything exactly where I want it. Okay, so now we've got everything pinched in place. We're just going to reinforce all of this with our bone folder. Making sure everything is straight as possible. Okay. Trying to find the last one. It's here somewhere. Okay. Let's test it out again around our book. You must make sure there's enough space for it to also move up and down. You don't want it to be super tight. So now we can, I'm going to use some Tombow quickly for this. We can put some Tombow down and just seal this in place. Okay, so there is our belly band, and it's moving around nicely. Okay, so now we're just going to do a little bit of stamping. And so let's get our Stamparatus out. And need our magnet. Put this down. And this is the stamp set we're going to be using. It's Penguin Place. It has a matching punch, and it's in the new mini catalogue, and it's great because it matches this free paper in Celebration. So I'm going to use this one that says, "To the coolest friend ever." Shall I? No, I'll use... what should I use? No, I'm going to do the same as before. Be cool, be chill, be merry. Yeah. So let's see this. This is it. Just put everything properly in so it's flush. I'm just going to stamp in Cajun Craze ink, because that's the colour in the background of our cardstock. Give it a press down. There we go. Let's give everything a clean up quickly. to get my trimmer out. And I'm just going to quickly cut this out. I think I'm going to cut it closer, like that. Get rid of these pieces, and then let's see. Now if I'm near the end like this, then I'll use a bit of post-it note to hold everything down, and this makes life so much easier. There we go, there's our little sentiment. It's much easier to do it this way than trying to stamp on that tiny little piece of paper, I promise you. And now we're just going to mat it. I'm going to use a little scrap here of our Cajun Craze and some Tombow on the back, but that's such a small piece. Okay. Then we are just going to cut this out freehand. And as I've said many a time, a long bladed scissors makes this really much more simple. And then some Tombow on the back of our sentiment, so why not? And then I'm going to put it here this time. So there you go, there are two little booklets ready for all our Christmas notes and information and planning. So I hope you enjoyed the project. If you did, I'd be grateful if you could give it a thumbs up so YouTube know. And please don't forget to subscribe to future videos. If you want more information about this project, supply list, links to my shop, all that good stuff, it'll be on the blog post on my website, and the links to that and all my social media links are in the description box below. So thank you once again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye!